genuine, yeah, I'm sick of being screwed. Feel my own adrenaline, yeah, I do just what I do, and I hope you let me in, yeah.
Hey guys, Ellen Trotter here, personal trainer and online fitness coach. Today I'm going to share with you how to do a proper push-up and some cues and progressions. This is a great exercise. It's one of your main foundational movements. So if you don't know what that means, go ahead and check out my other YouTube video where I talk about your 6 main foundational movement patterns that you want to pretty much base all your workouts off of. This is a horizontal pushing exercise, great for your shoulders and your core if you do them right, and it's one that you can do anywhere. So first I'm going to show you the most common mistakes I see being done with a push-up for clients that come into the gym, and then I'm going to show you how to do a proper push-up, and then also give you some progressions in case you're not there yet where you can start and do a push-up on your toes, and that's totally fine because we all got to start somewhere. So first, the mistakes, the most common mistakes I see being done when people come in through the door to do a push-up. First, here are the 4 most common mistakes I see being made when clients come in and they're doing push-ups. The first one is improper hand positioning, so hands up by the face and also elbows getting flared way out. So what that looks like from the front is hands up here and then elbows coming back here. And then usually the other thing that happens, especially if maybe you're starting on your knees to do that, is hips bent back. So butt's going up in the air, elbows are going out to the side, and here's what that looks like from the side. You have your hands up here by your face, your elbows go wide, and then your butt stays out. So these are the mistakes that I see firsthand. The other thing is if clients are going on their toes and maybe they still have their hands in the wrong position or elbows flared out, they also let their hips sag, or they do this thing with their neck where they're not really moving their arms, but their head moves. So those are the most common mistakes I see being done when performing push-ups. Now, how we fix that and places to start is first hand positioning. So something I always say is make sure your hands are below your body, not up by your face. So that means that they're here, by your body, not here in front of you. Because you want to make sure to keep your shoulders over your hands. There's your support. That's what's keeping you stable. And then the other thing is to have if you're starting on your knees, to have your body in a straight line. So from the point of contact with my knees on the ground to where I'm at, my body's in a straight line. If you're on your toes, then it looks like this versus this. And so how we do that, this is our core work that's combining our upper and lower body together. So you give your booty a little squeeze, make sure you keep your core engaged, shoulders over your hands. And then the other cue for doing a proper push-up is angling your elbows back at 45 degrees, or another way to say that is make an arrow. So that looks like going right back here. So that way we're not flaring them out to the side, which is actually going to cause wear and tear on our shoulders and hurt over the long run. But then they're also not directly by our sides, which can cause some other issues down the road as well. But it's just that, what's it called? Goldilocks porridge, happy medium place. So 45-degree angle, or making your elbows look like an arrow. So right here. Here's the proper push-up, and then notice also my hands are still staying underneath my elbows. So that part right there is my foundation. My elbows aren't coming down here, woo, that's so hard, to where then I'm basically gonna fall, right? You want support. Think of a building and structure, right? It has its foundational pillars that keep it up, and if my elbows are not over my hands, then really what's stabilizing me there? That's super hard. So you want to keep your hands underneath your shoulders, and then when you go to perform the push-up, you're almost kind of leaning forward with your upper body, so that way my elbows are still staying over my hands. Now, if that seems really hard, or you're like, that's great, Ellen, I know all the cues, but I still can't keep myself up yet, I'm not there. Don't worry, I got some progressions for you. That's what we're doing, and how we get stronger. So another thing I'll do for my clients, if they can't really figure out the hand positioning, or maybe when they do their push-ups, somehow they still end up back here because they haven't really built up that core strength yet, or that mind-muscle connection, I always have them start on the ground, because this is a great way to see where you want your hands to be. So hands directly outside your chest, by your boobies, and then angle those elbows back, not directly by your sides, because now look, my elbows aren't over my hands, but kind of angled out to the side. And then you go up and you come down. And then my first progression is having clients go all the way down to the ground. So if you're not able to get a good range of motion by starting up in a push-up, so if you don't have the core strength yet, even on your knees, if you're barely able to get there, you're gonna get so much stronger by starting from the ground and then pushing all the way up. Even if you lower all the way to the ground and then push up from the ground, that's how you'll build up a lot more strength versus just getting this barely in your range of motion and working the top part of the lift. The other thing, the next progression after starting from the ground doing ground up push-ups, the next progression I like to give clients are ready, set, go push-ups. So that is where they start up and then I'll say ready, and they lower all the way down to the ground. And then when I say set, they lift their hands up because they're retracting their scapula. So that's squeezing your shoulder blades together, just building and strengthening that mind-muscle connection with your shoulder blades. Super important for pretty much every upper body exercise. So squeeze your shoulder blades together. Imagine that my finger is in between in the middle of your back and you're trying to squeeze it, or you're trying to hold a pencil there, and then go. And so then you're pressing up. And you can also do that on your knees. So it might look like ready, going down, set, squeezing, and then go up on your knees. And my body is still in that angled straight position because I'm using my core and I'm squeezing my booty a little bit. The next progression, so that's the first one, or the second one. First one, starting from the ground, going all the way to the ground, pressing up. Next progression, ready, set, go. Kind of getting a little bit of exercise and work in with those shoulder blades, squeezing them together and getting more involved with the muscles and mechanics, the biomechanics of the movement. And then the third one is to add an eccentric. So this is an intensifier that I like to use on any lift possible, and it helps strengthen. So if you can't do the contraction part of the exercise, for example, in a push-up, pressing up, we can always get stronger at the eccentric, which is the lowering or the lengthening of the muscle. So in this case, for a push-up, it's going to be going down on the push-up because it's a lot easier to control your body going down than it is to really exert the strength to push up. So if we can get stronger at that going down portion, in turn, it's going to make us stronger in general at the overall movement. So what I'll have my clients do, and this is again the order of progression that I put them through. They might start on the ground and then they go to ready, set, go, and then we add in this eccentric. So we'll start at the top and you take a 4 to 6 second eccentric. And so when you do that, you want the whole way down to be the same pace. So 4, 3, 2, 1, and then I'll incorporate the ready, set, go, have them get used to those shoulder blades, and then push up. So now they're working on the eccentric, getting stronger there. They're getting a little bit of contraction and muscle work when they squeeze their shoulder blades together, and then they're still pushing up in whatever way they can, whether it's on their knees, maybe it's on their toes, or as I'll progress clients, I might have them do 5 reps, lowering down and then coming up on their knees, and then trying 5 coming up on their toes, or vice versa. And then eventually they'll be able to progress to do all of them on their toes with that controlled eccentric. So that is your video this week today. That is your how-to push-up with cues and progressions. Thanks for watching. Make sure to leave a like or share this video if you got anything out of it.
Label, oh yeah, you know me. I have only a path. I'm lonely, but damn, I'm going to win, yeah.